Hi everybody, Tristan from World English School, and today we are at Yatsu Higata in Funabashi City, or is it Narashino? I don't remember. One of those cities. Maybe between the cities. And this is a tidal flat. Higata means tidal flat in Japanese, and you can see how beautiful this is. Over there is the visitor center. Can you see that? And it was closed. It's closed during coronavirus, but I think it's a beautiful place to go. We never went there, but we want to go there sometime. But yeah, this is a beautiful area. Look over here. Look, the sun is setting, and oh, you can see IKEA. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right there. The building there. Yeah, that's IKEA. And oh, look, there's an airplane too. Look at that. Okay, well, I'm not here for airplanes or IKEA. I'm here for a book. But I'm having fun. Alright, so this is Curious George Goes Fishing, and of course Curious George is going to get into a lot of trouble. So let's read this book in front of Yatsu Higata. Curious George Goes Fishing. Illustrations by H.A. Ray. This is George. He is a good little monkey and always very curious. One day, George was playing with a string when he saw something funny. What did he see? He saw a long string on a long stick, oh, up here, I see, being carried by a big man. What could the man be doing with a string on a stick? George was curious. What is this man doing? What is he doing? We could do this here, too. The man was on his way to the lake, and soon George was on his way to the lake, too. So George has a string, too, huh? And he's going to follow the man. What is George going to do? George watched the man put a hook on the end of the string and a piece of food on the hook. Then the man lowered the string into the water and waited. He is doing what? It's fishing. When the man pulled the string out of the water, there was a big fish on the hook. What fun it must be to fish! George, he's dancing, wanted to fish also. Wow, the guy already got one fish. And what's this he's got there? Maybe some bait and tackle or something? He had string. All he needed was a stick. And he knew just where to get one. George ran home as fast as he could. A mop would make a good stick. George tied his string to the mop. Here. Now he was all set to fish. Or was he? Not yet. George had to have a hook. And on the hook something that fish like to eat. What do fish like to eat? Fish would like cake, and George knew where to find some. But where could he get a hook? Why, there was a hook on the wall. It would have to come out. What is this hook? Maybe for holding something, eh? Oh, the mop was there, Janai. I think the mop was there. And he's using, what, cheesecake? Look at him. It's not a real hook, but it's funny. With the hook on the string and the string on the stick, and the cake in the box in his hand, George went back to the lake. Looks like a nice lake, too. He put some cake on the hook and lowered the string into the water. Now he had to wait. Would he catch anything on the end of his string? George was curious. Of course, he's Curious George. And look at this. What's that over there? Isn't that cute? And he's got cheesecake in the box. He's going to catch more than one fish, huh? And he's using the mop. The fish were curious too. All kinds of fish came to look at the string. Big fish and little fish, red fish and yellow fish and blue fish. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. One of them was nearer to the hook. That one? The cake was just what he wanted. George waited. The string shook. Look at the dragonfly up here. So the fish is biting, nibbling. But when George pulled the string up, there was no fish on the hook, and there was no cake on the hook either. The fish just took the cake and swam away. Does that ever happen to you when you go fishing? It happened to me a lot of times. The fish just eat my bait and run away. Well, if George could not get the fish would not get the cake. George would eat it. He's not a fish. The cake was just what he wanted, too. He would find another way to fish. Alright, what's he gonna do now? That dragonfly is watching him, isn't he? He ate all the cake. He's eating everything. George looked into the water. A big red fish with a long tail was so near. This one here. Could he reach it? Uh-oh, look, the fish is eating another fish too. He's gonna try to eat that fish, but Curious George wants to eat this fish. Could he catch a fish without a string? George got down as low as he could and put out his hand. His little monkey hand. Cute. And is he gonna get it? Splash! Into the lake he went. The water was cold and wet. This frog is enjoying that. Look at that. And these fish are laughing. It looks like it. Oh man. Can this kind of monkey swim? I don't know. George was cold and wet too. This was no fun at all. Nice splash here. When he got out, he's okay. When George got out of the water, his friend Bill was there with his kite. There's Bill. "Ma, you are wet," Bill said. "I saw you fall in, so I came to help you get out. Too bad you did not get a fish. But it is good that the fish did not get you. Maybe now you can help me fly my kite." George was happy to help. This is another use for string, isn't it? To fly a kite. Maybe a little bit safer for George, right? Nice. Bill came on his bike over here. Just like us. Look over here. See this? We came on bicycle too. Just to read this book for you. And to have a nice cool evening. Away from the hot city. It was a windy day, and soon George was dry, and the kite was flying high. He watched it go up and up and up. What fun it was to fly a kite! It would have been fun to catch a fish on the end of a string, thought George, but flying a kite on the end of a string was even better. Look at that little dog over there. Oh, what a nice lake that is, isn't it? Look, there's a little sailboat over here, nice tree. There's Bill's bicycle. And then these little houses over here. Yeah. Look at that. Boy, that's a nice book, isn't it? That's called Curious George Goes Fishing.